right, I think we're live here. Hey everybody, it's Friday afternoon where I am. Lovely day, the beach is beckoning, I'll be out there shortly. I just wanted to share something that I saw um, earlier this week from the CDC, and then noticed it as an underlying theme among so many of my clients for this week. And I thought it was worth sharing just with everybody. So what the CDC said was, and it's on their website, you can go find it, 80% of all chronic disease is caused by stress. So chronic disease comes from stress. Yes, there are many other things that are involved in it. Yes, there are many triggers that sort of set it off. But that high level of unresolved, ongoing stress is triggering chronic diseases in a way that is unheard of in the past. And as I paid attention to my clients all week long, there's this underlying theme that I'm hearing from everybody of, but what if? And I'm afraid that. And how do I take care of myself? Because I don't want to go to a hospital. I don't know what's going to happen there. They'll maybe isolate me or I won't be able to see my family. Or they won't treat me because it's not COVID. Or all these kinds of what ifs and I'm afraid ofs coming up around the area of how do I take care of myself? How do I lower my stress levels? How do I not have a chronic disease episode? How do we do the things that we can do for ourselves that will lower that stress level, that will prevent us from getting these or making the chronic diseases that we already have less intense or less strong? And I think it's a really good topic because there is so much we can do to manage our own stress. And this concept of being responsible for our own health is something that in our generations, those who are alive today basically, has been taken away. From 1930, 1940, previous to that, everyone knew they were responsible for their own health. Yes, they would go to doctors for help. Yes, they would go and look for things. But once the pharmaceutical sort of bandwagon took over and looking after your health became too complex and too specialized, then it was doctor knows best and you better do what your doctor says. And you always go, how could you possibly figure out what's wrong with you or what you need to take to help that? And, you go to your doctor and you do whatever your doctor says and you don't question that. And that's a attitude that has become very entrenched in much of Western medicine. And it's taken away the self-responsibility. It's taken away the ability to take care of ourselves. And even much of the knowledge base around taking care of ourselves has been ignored or in some senses lost. And so I think it's really important that we focus on some of these things and begin to recognize our responsibility, and that yes, it does matter what we do and what we think and what we eat and how we move and what we talk about and our words that we speak to ourselves. All those things matter. And that's part of the self-responsibility of taking care of yourself and being responsible for your own health and your own care. And those are things that through various different ways we talk about in our coaching program for sure. We also teach a foundations course, which is usually a weekend course, 12 hours over 2 days, on the foundations of how to take care of yourself. And it looks at balance and your meridian system and how your energy works and how you can figure out how to listen to your body and use muscle monitoring to hear what your body has to say to you. Your body's talking and trying to tell you things. You have to know how to listen. You have to know how to interpret that. So these courses, we've developed this course that we think is going to be wonderful for lots of people, and it's available to anybody. You don't have to have any particular background, and it doesn't tie you into any particular training stream. It's just a self-care course that we know is important. Because from our perspective, from what we in natural bioenergetics believe is Healthcare needs to be regenerative. We need to regenerate our energy and our health and our self-love and our worth and all the things that tend to get taken away when you're not responsible for yourself, when somebody else is responsible for you, and when all you can do is go to ask somebody else and they'll tell you what you have to do and you're supposed to listen like a child. And we need that regenerative health. We need to regenerate our self-responsibility and take care of ourselves and have the skills to do that. If you'd like to talk some more about that, I'd love to chat with you. We have lots of opportunities for training around that. Especially for women, our coaching course, we look at aspects of that throughout the 24 weeks. We'd love to help you with some of that. Talk to us if you're interested in how to take care of yourself and how to gain the skills and the tools to really be responsible for yourself, responsible for your own health, and not dependent on some doctor providing you a medicine and telling you that that drug is going to fix you, when, as the CDC admits, chronic stress and the emotional and mental and physical and chemical and all the things around us that stress us, 80% of those illnesses come because those other things are not being dealt with. And it's really important that we begin to take control of our environment, take control of our thoughts, take control of our emotions, begin to look at ourselves as a whole person, as we talked about yesterday, body, mind, and spirit as one. You can't deal with just one area. You can't say, oh, well, I'll fix everything from just here. It doesn't work that way. We are complex but intertwined whole beings, and we have to look at our whole life to resolve that. And regenerative medicine, self-responsibility, that's where the answer lies. If you'd like to have some conversations about that, I'd love to chat with you. It's sort of a common theme in everything that we do in natural bioenergetics, and we hope it'll be an encouragement to you to start being responsible for your health. Learn a little bit about the herbs. Learn about your meridian system. Learn about your energy system. Learn how to manage your emotions. Those of you who did the 7-day challenge to overcome anxiety reported really good responses to that. And we'd love to share that with people too. We're going to make that available as a little course that you can do on your own. So talk to us. There's lots of people out there who are ready and available to support you, but there's lots of ways to begin to be responsible. We want to support people, but we want people to be responsible for themselves. We want people to take their life into their own hands and say, I'm going to look after me. Go be responsible for yourself, and let's talk soon.